SCL6, weekly bronze, update. Oh, so Humankirby noting in chat that prior to the draft, they both decided to do small venues. They agreed to do small venues. So interesting. I don't know if I've heard of something like that where they're both kind of agreeing on what to play. Should make for an interesting game. So let me get everything switched over. All right, and we'll be starting out on high rise. Yep, double high rise. Let's take a look. And we are going to have a general spy with a queen ST. Heading into conversation for our first flirt, and unfortunately, queen does not allow it. She ends up leaving back over to books. In this set, we've got transfer swap and purloin off. Pretty standard setup. And we're kind of just hanging out. We're mostly waiting for our seduction target to return to a conversation so we can head in for a flirt. Because by the time we really get over to any of those positions there, it's possible that she may leave, which is just going to kind of reinforce the chase. We could try to maybe go for a contact in the meantime, but there's quite a few people out, so there's really not much to do. We could have maybe tried to work on our third mission, like grabbing that briefcase, for example. Looks like we're going to probably go for a bug in the back. We saw it from spy side. I'm not sure what that looked like from sniper view, but it was, I believe, fairly open. I suppose Mom and Salmon here could have been blocking the hand. We'll take a look at the replay afterwards. But so far unpunished. Our ST still not cooperating. We need her to settle down so we can chase over and get a flirt. We do go for the banana bread in this conversation. We've got two people out, Taft and Pearls. I would have liked to have seen an innocent drink take there and then use the drink take as the reason to leave convo to go stand next to Queen. We do leave that conversation, I believe, with our arms crossed, which, if the sniper's paying attention, probably could have shot for it there. Pick up our first flirt for 34%. We've got 1 minute and 15 left on the clock, which is not enough time to timer flirt 2 more times. So we're going to have to hope that our ST leaves as she does, and then we're going to have to chase. Question is, we've got to get 2 more flirts. We take an innocent drink. Hopefully we use that as the reason to leave this conversation. We don't. And we interrupt speaker to hang out in this back convo. Kmars maybe assigning too much suspicion to himself. Our ST joins us and we leave. I'm not quite understanding what the reasoning is here. I hope we're going for a time ad. We're coming back for I mean, it's going to be a 3 flirt anyway, so why not take that first one, leave, and then come back? And then you could be finishing the game right now. We're going to leave convo to restart the cooldown. I think this whole chain could have been done with one less leave and come back if we had taken that first flirt when Queen had joined. But here we go. We're going to join in. We're going to have to flirt real quick. We're going to hit OT, and Humankirby's on top of it and holds shot for OT, and there's the shot. Yeah, so a little bit of a mistake, I think, there by Kmars. At this point, oh, here's our first. So right here, when Queen comes back to us, take a green flirt and put yourself in position to get one more, and then leave this convo. Now when you come back and take this one, it's just one more flirt. And boom, you're in mission win countdown, and you probably wouldn't have gotten shot because obviously he didn't shoot. So that probably could have been a win, but because we had to do that whole extra scenario there, we end up getting shot for it. So that's going to be first point to Humankirby. And let's take a look how he responds back on the sniper side. Humankirby stepping out to windows, waiting for their ST to settle down. ST goes to blue books, which means we're probably going to need to work on something else. This round we've got purloin on, fingerprint off. We go for an early bug, and Kmars is on top of it. Takes the shot, tying it up 1-1. Quick game. Luckily there's no delay, so we can hop right into the next one. Kmars back on Spy. We're going to start off the game right in front of our ST, picking up our first flirt here soon, up to 51%. We're going to bail right off the start. We're going to go for the flirt bail. Laser was hanging on us a bit. I feel like Humankirby here was anticipating highlighting, or at least thinking about it, so I don't think that was entirely unnoticed. We're going to go for the watch check. Didn't add time. Really just letting our flirt kind of wear down here. Picking up our next flirt to 80%. We just need one more by the end of the game, so we can probably work on some other stuff here. Right now, from the sniper's position, you've got everybody inside of a convo except Sorry. So you should be thinking that either the spy is not Wheels or Sorry is the DA. The real DA. And just by looking at the odds of it, you would probably assume that Sorry... Well, I guess it could be either or. Both are pretty, or I think equally high probability. I don't want to think about it. We're working on flirt. We're hanging out at the window. Probably going to try and get our third flirt. I think that Kmars needs to think about working on the third mission a little bit right now, more so than trying to finish up flirt. Because you can get flirt at the end and you're going to need to idle anyways. We are in convo with the double agent, but the conversations are not distributed well enough to really take it. Stream should be up.
Banana bread.
We take our banana bread and leave conversation. Noticeably, we do have bug off this round. We've got bug transfer and swap off, so we're going to head into mid statues to try and finish this up. And are we going to get shot for it? We're in mission win countdown. Doesn't feel like the shot's coming off. And Kmars gets away with the mission complete. On a trip, surprising, honestly, because you're getting a middle statue visit towards the end of the game. That typically results in a shot here on high rise, but unfortunately for Humankirby, they do not take the shot. Humankirby with a take control does kind of an immediate 180 into the side statue, maybe hoping to pick up an inspect unnoticed here on the very side of the venue. It does look like Kmars rotates around to take a peek and take note of who's there, though. Fingerprint inspect is off, but swap is on. So I'm not sure what the point of Humankirby going to that side statue was. Maybe they planned on swapping, but as the laser rotated around, they changed their mind. We could pick up our first flirt for 50%, and interestingly enough, the seduction target picks up a low light. Green purloin pending. Ambassador's going to take a drink. List disappears. And at that same time, Irish decides to move conversations and immediately talks upon entering the next. This is a long chain of suspicious events. Leaving right after the list was taken, entering the new combo and talking almost right away. We're one of two highlights. And we're in another scenario where everybody's in conversation except one of the SDAs. So we can assume that the spy is either Rocker Tech's Bling or the double agent is Alice. And I think this is the time you go for the contact since you've got Rocker in. We go for the wrong arm bug exit. We saw it from spy side. I'm not sure how it looked on the sniper. The venue was pretty open, so it should have been seen, but the sniper may have been focusing on the other side of the venue. Rotating around to check for swaps. Sniper still watching the ambassador, and we go for the white contact, and it is punished accordingly. Who was that got shot? Humankirby gets shot. Kmars gets the point. So that's Kmars exiting high rise up 3-1. Surprising that that map didn't get split, though it does happen. Let's see what happens on high rise with Inspect forced off this season. So the spy does not have control of the mission layout. Inspect is always turned off. Humankirby can take control and redirect to the back conversation. We get the ambassador landing right next to us. We elect not to go for the bug. Probably the better move there. And what we can do is wait for the ambo to leave so we can take this first briefcase as we're obligated to do so. Seek with some AI pathing into the briefcase is just overly aggressive after that last move. You can probably go ahead and low light Seek. Unfortunately, our first fingerprint gets stolen, and we're just hanging out in the back with an SDA and someone else. Could be trying to bait for a low light. We decide to go for the bug on the pass by there. It doesn't stick. The animation of the hand reaching out is not really seen due to the angle, but you can see the spy's right hand was hanging for too long. So it was possible to catch that bug, and it doesn't stick, unfortunately. Heading over to bar, we pick up a drink. Did we actually even grab the delegate? We bounce off Amba as Amba leaves to go inside of the bar, and we land with our ST to pick up our first flirt for 32%, and that is our first piece of mission progress with only 2 minutes left on pub. Oprah steals the briefcase from us, so now we're stuck here. I believe we are in conversation with the real double agent and our ST. Conversations are 2-1, 3-1 in terms of how full they are, so not that great of a time. The other SDA only has one other person, and we've got some movement from the other AI in the venue. We did have a moment there where there was only one person out. We've now got 2 people out, one of them being Queen, who's at statues and just got a fingerprint. I think just due to your mission progress, you either need to take BB now or you don't plan on finishing. We pick up our second flirt for 64%. Oprah, who recently picked up a highlight, goes into the bar to grab briefcase. Meanwhile, Small Man takes a drink from Toby. We go for the banana bread and split. And we pick up a highlight for the split. It looks like the sniper, Humankirby, is going to highlight for real contacts. We're a bit behind, but it's still winnable. We go for a failed walking, double walking bug. Them walking in the opposite directions, those almost never stick. We head to the back statue. We actually go for the swap. White swap on screen, and Humankirby takes the shot. I didn't like the option to go for swap there. I think the last person there was Smallman, who the spy had just done the banana bread and made it so that it can't have been Smallman. I think in this scenario, and maybe I'm wrong about the statue. Let me take a look. No, I think I was mostly right about the statue. I think what Kmars could have done from this position is gotten a drink, grab your delegate, and then take your delegate, go outside, finish your flirt, and maybe delegate to your ST, or delegate to a double agent, or delegate to someone, because I think you have a higher chance of winning with that than just going for a white swap, especially if you weren't trying to frame someone for the swap. So that's going to be another point for Humankirby, bringing it to a closer game of 2-3 with Kmars in the lead. Humankirby loading in as Smallman, starting off at the bar with Toby. 4 total people at the bar. Our ST comes inside and looks like they're also going to head to the bar counter. We're going to path over to Statue, and just due to how fast this was, I'm wondering if there's going to be a swap. I believe we did the delegate trick. Statue put down looked a little bit fast, but I believe that Humankirby did use the delegate trick in order to get the delegate option in pocket without taking a drink. You can do this by hitting delegate guest list and then immediately walking away. If you do it at the same time, it's a little bit of an exploit that is allowed. And we're going to go ahead and delegate to the Bling Twin, who picks up a low light, possibly for a conversation redirect there. And this is very unfortunate for Kmars because I'm not sure that he suspects Humankirby for having the delegate because he's not high-lit and other people who are at bar are high-lit. And it's a low light that's taking the list. And we take the bug on entry. Ambassador comes right to us, stands right next to us. We take the bug as they enter. A very courageous move, but it works out in our favor here, and we're in a very, very winnable position for pub. We're not suspected for the guest list. We're not suspected for the bug. We're going to go ahead and hit our contact and go into mission win countdown. Sniper's taking some low lights on people that were high lit, and we just got a mission win with 1 minute and 47 seconds left on the clock. Great, great game of pub there. I liked the delegate trick into the statue to kind of just mask it, that much more. The sniper may be distracted by the fact that you did a short path into statue, and instead of thinking about the fact that they could have done the delegate trick, could be focusing on the fact that there could be a swap coming. Overall, a very good game of pub spy by Humankirby to tie it up 3-3. And if I'm Humankirby in this situation and I just got that good of a spy win, I feel that there's momentum and need to capitalize on it. And you really, really want to get this next sniper win to propel you into the second half of the set here. We go for a wrong arm bug in the front of the venue as Kmars here, and Humankirby's on top of it. Pretty easy to see. Takes the shot, brings himself into the lead 4-3, and that's exactly what you want after that last round, is to be able to punish your opponent and really make a statement. So we'll be heading into the last round of pub, and let's see if Humankirby can duplicate his success from the previous rounds and get a spy win. I'll be interested to see if Humankirby goes for a slow play or more of a fast round again. We take a wrong arm bug around the ambassador. Looked good from the spy side. We'll see how Kmars reacts. So far, no lighting change, but not much else to read into here. Humankirby is general, so it was a walking bug, and it was wrong arm away from the camera and kind of hidden in the wall, as the ambassador was on that outside conversation on the left, the one that's closer to the front of the venue, kind of standing right next to Damon. And we're at 47% flirt and a bug on the table. Realistically, you can slow play this and pick up the win if the sniper doesn't know about the bug. Get your contact, get your flirt, and let it ride. We've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It is going to be a 3 flirt game, as the maximum amount of flirt that you can get is 51%, so it's not going to be enough to finish. We pick up our next flirt to 81%. Pearls is the real double agent, however she just dropped off briefcase to the ambassador and is heading back inside. Humankirby Spy is heading into the bar and picking up a drink, It's possible that this is just a way to buy time and give us a reason to reposition out of the conversation that we were in so we can chase our ST. Kind of mask that chase a little bit. We pick up a highlight for going to bar, which you don't love to see, but is mostly okay. Not sure about the decision to head into this convo, but luckily enough our double agent comes to us. Picking up our contact double agent. It is going to be a white, and there's quite a few lowlights even prior to this contact. We pick up another one. Party is narrowed down to 5 at the moment, and we are one of 2 highlights, but the highlights are mostly, it seems to be for mission tracking the guest list delegation. So right now all we need is a 19% flirt. Unfortunately our ST is inside at one of the windows. It looks like we're going to chase, and I really don't like this chase because it looks like we're going for bug. We think better of passing by the ambassador because we don't want to get credited with bug when we already have it. We're heading outside. We should go to another window pad in case the ST doesn't come to us, but Humankirby gambles on accurately predicting Smallman's path. Gambles correctly. We take our talk. I think we could have waited on that talk a little bit longer since we were pretty new to that convo, but it looks like it's going to go unpunished, and no shot comes off. Humankirby picking up another point, so riding that momentum. Humankirby in the lead, 5-3, heading into Terrace with Purloin off. That's right, heading into Terrace 3 of 6 with Purloin off. And I almost want to rewind because we just immediately picked up a highlight. Not sure what for, maybe pathing, maybe a twin differentiation. Grabbing our first flirt for 51%. Humankirby confirming in Twitch chat that the highlight is so that they can distinguish between Bling Twin and Plain Twin. But Humankirby, the game already does that for you. Just look at the earrings. Or lack thereof. Or tie clip. Heading over to bar, we pick up a drink. Pretty fast too. I mean, I would be assigning a lot of suspicion to Bling Twin here for heading into that bar and chasing down that fingerprint.
And the end of red.
Letting off a fake BB. Double agent was either out of convo or had just left. Seek picks up a low light. I have a feeling we're going to go for a wrong arm bug leave here. It's not well enough covered unless we get a really good angle. Seek rejoins that front conversation to provide a little bit more cover from the front angle, front left angle of the sniper. Irish as well. Oprah goes right where we need her, and at this point Kmars could go for a wrong arm bug exit, but it does look like Humankirby is going to zoom in and stare this down. Ambassador heading over to a side statue. Kmars seems to be looking at it, takes note for later in the game. At this point, yeah, we're going to take our real contact. Probably finish up our flirt. Yep. We got 2 missions done, a minute left on the clock, and our path to victory is waiting over there on one of the side statues. We've got a minute before we need to go grab it. So I think you just wait. It looks like Kmars is not going to let it cook. We chased the first fingerprint pretty quickly, and we are chasing this one pretty quickly. Let's see how on top of fingerprints Humankirby is, or if they're more worried about a swap. Pick up our fingerprint from the statue. We're entering mission win countdown. Humankirby is zooming in on the ambassador, worried about Irish taking the bug. Irish might have actually been could have been a low light from contact, and we're going to hit mission win there. Let's take a look at that contact again. That's that real one, because I have a feeling that Irish may have been out. Whoops.
The red.
No, she was in. She just split right after, so actually more suspicious for that reason. So that's going to let Kmars kind of halter that momentum a little bit and gain a clean spy win on Terrace, bringing the score to 4-5, Humankirby in the lead. And this round, a more traditional, well, actually still not very traditional, Humankirby electing to leave inspecs off, swap on. But still a little bit more common than Purloin being off. Headed into bar, it looks like Kmars is highlighting for bar visits, except for Small Man, who is completely hidden in front of General at the bar. Gonna pick up our drink, take a sip. And Humankirby as General is going to take our first flirt from across the conversation for 30%. It was a green. Our ST leaves. And at this point you can take this chase. We were cross conversation for the first one. We are going to break idle animation and take an unnecessarily kind of wide hook path rather than a straight path in. Nonetheless, we end up next to our ST and take our next flirt, which is a white, up to 64%. We're also in convo with the double agent, but it's just us, our ST, and the AMBA in convo with the DA, and everybody else in a separate conversation. We go for a wrong arm bug out of the conversation, but the ambassador's way too far away for that to work. Not sure that it was spotted. And we're at bar here looking for a drink. We've only got flirt at 64. And we're brought down to a neutral light, even though we just took a drink, so Kmars may be switching up some of their lighting procedure mid-game. Maybe mixing in some behavioral lights here. Looks like some lights coming off on AI with low activity, possibly. And we take some kind of bug there. I'm going to want to see that in the replay. That looked crazy. From the sniper side, I didn't see too much. Granted, I wasn't necessarily staring it down hard. We do pick up a highlight for coming back to that conversation. I do think that that was a bit of a mistake on Humankirby's part, and it's going to net the shot. You had 50 seconds, so I think you can hang out in that back convo for longer, so you're not being a suspect for such a short stay. But let's take a look at that bug again. So we're holding a drink in hand, and the ambassador is coming by our free hand, but we start the bug and then leave. So our character does a 180, but we're kind of behind some of the other characters, so it's pretty covered, and General's walking bug is just really good as is. So it looks good from the sniper side. I mean, obviously, if you really know what you're looking for, you can spot it, but we then jump into convo to kind of cover the end of the animation a bit. So I think from this point, you're in a winnable position. And what got Humankirby a lot of suspicion here is the fact that we pathed with the AMBA, so this just looks suspicious even though the bug wasn't caught and our drink was in hand. It's okay. Then you go here and you're only here for a few seconds before you leave and come back and then start talking right away. So I think at this point here, you stay in this convo for 20 to 30 seconds. You hang out here and you just got to stay there for a bit. Otherwise, it's just very obvious that you left and came back, to reset flirt or take a walking bug or whatever it is. So I think that round was well within Humankirby's grasp. Unfortunately, Kmars is on top of it with some of the behavior of the conversation timing and picks up another win, bringing us to a 5-5 scenario, heading into the best decider of a tied game, balcony. Do you want me to cast this, or should I just grab a coin and flip it? Which would be more fun? All right, I'll cast the game. Standard setup, we've got Kmars loading in as Oprah. Starting off with an AI control, we do pick up a highlight, but so Humankirby has everybody highlight. So this might be a different lighting strategy where we want 2 levels of kind of negative information, like downward information, rather than one up and one down. So Smallman delivers a briefcase and gets neutral lit. Zooming in, we're looking for the bug on Mom. We rotate her a little bit around to check for the reverse drive-by, which Smallman could have picked up, and it probably would not have been caught there. So you may have to credit Smallman with bug.
In the end of red.
Humankirby indicating that the reason for the highlights is to have that high contrast to the ambassador, who has a low light to help catch bugs. We pick up our contact, and we're up to 56% of our flare, but we've only got 30 seconds left, so we're going to need to leave this conversation and come back. Laser hanging on Oprah quite a bit here, but Kmars is going to have to make a move if he wants to get a mission win. I think we've got to leave this conversation. We can't just timer flare unless we're hoping for a civ shot, which is a valid strategy, but I hate to leave it up to that chance. Looks like we're going to go for the bug. We jump into the middle of the convo. We go for the bug, and unfortunately, Humankirby's not paying attention and takes a civ shot onto General. The bug was just a forced crash bug because we were going to lose anyways, and it's at that exact moment that I think, so General is returning a briefcase, and I believe that Humankirby is suspecting General of having bugged, so he's zoomed in while I think he's trying to get ready to take a shot, and due to that zoom, it's exactly when Oprah steps into the center of the balcony conversation, goes for just a big crash bug, and it's pretty much invisible because we're zoomed in, which I think is a pretty underrated something that's not thought about a lot. Like zooming in on balcony can really kind of screw you over sometimes, especially because you're usually zooming at like above waist level, so Smallman becomes that much stronger on this venue. And you can also kind of get some bugs at the front, some of the front windows due to it. So zooming really kind of screwing over the sniper there. Kmars picking up a point and therefore a marble. Kmars in the lead 6-5. Let's see if Humankirby can take this spy win on balcony to gain the other marble. We're going to AI control into the front window. We will take control. Ambassador coming over to us, but we do have a drink in hand. Heading into convo as our ST steps out over to where we came from. It looks like Smallman's on a missed pad there almost. And we're just hanging out in conversation. We haven't taken our talk yet as the ST's not there. ST joins next to us. We're going to pick up our first flirt for 34% as well as a low light. I have a feeling it's going to get brought back up. No? I don't know. We picked up a low light maybe for joining conversation and not talking for a bit of time. And we also joined conversation not next to anyone. We joined a very open part of the convo, and then our ST came to us at like the maximum distance. And contact goes off. And shot goes on to Smallman with a large lag. So civ shot on to Smallman, which, very unfortunate. I do think it was a bit premature. That's going to end us in a 6-6. Why is the game still running? Very weird. What could Smallman have done to win this game? I don't unless it was I guess he could have gotten a reverse drive-by right there, but I mean, you're watching the hand. He takes a drink. Again, here he goes near the amba, but drinks in hand. There's no flirt. He joins, and the BB happens, and it looks like he stop talks and everything. But I'm not sure what you think Smallman is winning with here. Yeah, I think we could have waited. Even if you're very suspicious of Smallman, I think you could have waited a little bit longer. So that's going to give us a tie game of 6-6. Tie party, yeah. One marble to each player. Fun round overall. Lots of crazy things that happen. We had one player with a big lead, and then the other player swings it back, and it was very back and forth, very up and down. So overall, a very fun set, and congrats to both players for earning a point in the SCL. So that will conclude Kmars and Humankirby.